2 of how I met my boyfriend's fiance. So at this point, we're done talking to the lawyer. It's time for everybody to go on about their day. So we stand up, and Seven, if y'all know Seven, she's just ready to fight at all times. And in her mind, you know, especially when somebody messes with me, like, she don't usually go that crazy over herself, but if somebody messes with me, that's when all bets are off. The first thing she says to me when we stand up and heading out the door, she's like, what we about to do? What we about to do? So I'm like, Seven, no, I'm not a bully. So, and Seven's not a bully either. And I just knew she wasn't that kind of girl. Like, she was not a fighter or anything like that. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to talk to her. And Seven's like, talk about what? Talk about what? Talk about what? She definitely was whipping that ring around, flipping her hair and using hand gestures to talk. But, you know, I try not to pay attention to petty stuff. But Seven was frustrated. So I'm like, no, Seven, I want to talk to her. Like, we're going to talk this out. And yeah, and Seven she gave me this death stare, like, what do you mean we're going to talk this out? So I had to put Seven out. I told her to go wait in the car. Me and her go to this corner. The lawyer tells us we can go in this other room and sit down, and we're sitting face to face about to discuss how we're both in a relationship with the same man. So without giving too much detail on her business, I explained to her I've been dealing with this man for about 2 years now. Like, I won't even say we've been in a relationship this whole time. However, we just did solidify our relationship probably 2 months ago. Like, we said we're going to stop playing around and we're going to really do this and be together. And I felt like she wasn't taking me seriously. Like, because she's the fiance. So she feel like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, we broke up, but we're getting back together. Like, she's explaining to me how, yeah, they did break up, but just a few months ago, you know, they said they were going to work it out and fix it and get back together. And I'm like, well, I don't see how that's possible when he's trying to make a whole life with me. You know, like, we're actively in the clubs together, outside together, posting, you know, on each other's stories. This is not a secret that me and him are together. Like, everybody that was outside knew that we was together. She just wasn't in that lane. Like, she wasn't in, she wasn't really on that scene. So I could see how he could get away with it because she was in a different scene than we were. So he did a good job at picking bitches. We're sitting across from each other. I'm explaining to her. We start dealing with each other X amount of time. And I'm like, yeah, I went to his apartment in Silver Spring. And, you know, she starts crying and getting upset. So I'm like, what's going on? What's happening here? You know, because I'm holding strong over here, you know, trying to make it seem like I really don't care when, you know, it did hurt my feelings. And come to find out, that was their apartment together. Like, men suck. Like, they just really suck. This was my first experience with an ain't shit man. Like, this was my first experience. Because my first boyfriend was a saint. Like, he would never do this to me.
Don't say that about him yet.
You know, I'm trying to console her. I just feel really bad for people, guys. Like, I don't like to see anybody cry, especially over a man. It really hurts my feelings when women let men, like, affect them in that way. So I'm like, you know, it's okay. Like, we both was being played. You know, we knew how he was, and we decided to keep going with these relationships knowing that he wasn't, you know, always faithful. We knew that going into it, so I don't even know why we're even letting this affect us right now, because it wasn't shocking that this happened. Like I said, the only part I was shocked about was that was his fiance. But dealing with other women wasn't a surprise. So we continued the conversation, saying things that we know, blah, blah, blah. Seven finally calls me and was like, what's going on? Like, why is it taking so long? So we leave out. She sees that I actually do have this car. I feel like her attitude kind of shifted in that moment. Like, I don't know why you would think I would lie. But nonetheless, we go on about our ways. I had my little cry session in the car because I wasn't about to let her see me cry. I had my cry session in the car.
And I really wanted to punch her once she had
Yeah, Seven was very upset when she saw me crying. Very upset. Me and her had kind of set up a plan where when he called on the jail phone, we were both going to be on the phone together so that he couldn't lie. But, like, with her on mute so that she could hear how he feel about me. And when we did that, it didn't really work out too well. I was more so like, I guess, the girl's girl in the situation, because once he got on the phone saying that he loved me and he missed me and all these things, and she could hear that, her whole energy towards me shifted. Like,
and this is why I'm not nice to the girls. Because they are delusional.
Yeah, they will never blame the man. Somehow it'll always be your fault. And throughout that whole summer, guys, like she showed up to every court date. Like we were both in there. It's really embarrassing looking back. Like it would be me, Seven, her, like his dad. You know, it would be really embarrassing. But you know, I was getting all the visits and stuff, and at the time I thought that was like a flex. Looking back, it's really not. But nonetheless, we had a time. I'm back for part 3 when he died.